The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma is a self-help and productivity book that emphasizes the power of waking up early to maximize personal growth, health, and success. The book combines a practical framework with a narrative story showing how dedicating the first hour of the day to focused routines, movement, reflection, and learning can transform one's mindset and performance. Sharma introduces strategies to build discipline, increase focus, and harness the quiet hours of the morning to achieve extraordinary results in personal and professional life. Robin Sharma is a Canadian writer, motivational speaker, and leadership expert, best known for his work on personal mastery and productivity. He gained international recognition with his best-selling book The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and has since focused on guiding individuals and organizations to achieve peak performance. Sharma's teachings combine practical strategies with philosophical insights, encouraging readers to cultivate discipline, purpose, and mindfulness to live their best lives. The 5 a.m. Club begins as a story blending self-help lessons with a narrative to make the principles more engaging and relatable. The key characters are a struggling entrepreneur seeking success, an unfulfilled artist searching for inspiration, and a mysterious billionaire mentor known as the Spellbinder or the Billionaire. These characters serve as conduits for the book's lessons on productivity, personal mastery, and living an extraordinary life. The story begins with the two seekers meeting the billionaire at a seminar, intrigued by his presence and the aura of success surrounding him. Through dialogue and interaction, he introduces them to the concept of the 5 a.m. Club, a routine designed to harness the early morning hours for personal growth. The narrative emphasizes that the first hour of the day sets the tone for performance, mindset, and overall quality of life. Sharma uses the story to make abstract concepts tangible. The characters' struggles, doubts, and discoveries mirror challenges faced by readers, allowing lessons to be illustrated in a practical, relatable way. By showing transformation in the characters' lives, the book demonstrates how applying discipline, structured routines, and intentional practices can lead to meaningful improvement in health, creativity, focus, and success. The initial chapters also establish the core premise. Waking up at 5 a.m. provides a quiet, undisturbed period that enables mastery over mind, body, and emotions. The narrative positions this early hour as a victory hour where consistent practice can produce extraordinary results over time. The story sets the stage for practical strategies and philosophies that are gradually revealed as the characters learn to implement the 5 a.m. routine. Sharma introduces the philosophy behind the 5 a.m. Club, emphasizing that early mornings provide a unique opportunity for personal growth and mastery. The 5 a.m. Club is built on the idea that starting the day before most of the world is awake allows individuals to focus on themselves without distractions, setting a powerful tone for the rest of the day. The core principle is that how you start your morning determines the trajectory of your day. By waking at 5 a.m., individuals gain a head start on life, creating time for deliberate practices that enhance mindset, health, and skill development. Sharma frames the early hours as sacred and transformative, where one can cultivate focus, creativity, and inner peace. The philosophy combines discipline, habit formation and intentionality. Rising early is not simply about waking up. It's about establishing a structured routine that includes physical movement, reflection, and learning what Sharma later formalizes as the 20 formula. The early hour is a victory hour, offering an edge over competitors as consistent daily practice compounds into significant results over time. Sharma also highlights the psychological aspect. Waking early builds self-mastery and resilience. Choosing discipline over comfort strengthens willpower, reinforces identity as a high performer, and enhances confidence. The philosophy encourages readers to reclaim ownership of their mornings, emphasizing that small, consistent actions in the first hour ripple outward to influence the entire day, week, and life. Through dialogue with the billionaire mentor, the narrative explains that joining the 5 a.m. club is not a one-time change, but a lifestyle transformation. It combines time management, mental conditioning, and habitual refinement to create a life of purpose, productivity, and fulfillment. The philosophy is practical, yet rooted in the idea that consistent application produces extraordinary outcomes. One of the central teachings of the 5 a.m. Club is the 20 formula, a structured morning routine designed to maximize productivity, mental clarity, and personal growth during the first hour of the day. Sharma divides the first hour after waking at 5 a.m. into 3 equal 20-minute segments: move, reflect, and grow. The first 20 minutes move, focus on intense physical activity. Exercise elevates heart rate, boosts metabolism, and releases endorphins, which sharpen focus and increase energy for the day ahead. Sharma emphasizes that moving the body early helps reduce stress, improve health, and enhance mental clarity. He encourages activities such as running, strength training, yoga, or any exercise that gets the body moving and heart pumping. The second 20 minutes reflect are dedicated to contemplation and mindfulness. This period can include meditation, journaling, prayer, or deep reflection. The goal is to cultivate self-awareness, plan priorities, and set a positive tone for the day. Reflection helps individuals process emotions, gain clarity on goals, and strengthen resilience against daily challenges. It also encourages gratitude, intention setting, and mental organization. The final 20 minutes focus on personal development and learning. This segment involves reading, studying, listening to audiobooks, or engaging in any activity that expands knowledge, skills, and perspective. Sharma emphasizes that dedicating time to growth each morning compounds over time, producing significant gains in competence, creativity, and professional or personal advancement. The 20 formula integrates body, mind, and soul, creating a holistic approach to personal mastery. By balancing physical activity, mental reflection, and learning, individuals optimize energy, focus, and emotional balance. Sharma illustrates through the story how the two main characters implement this formula and gradually transform their productivity, mindset, and overall quality of life. Sharma also highlights the principle of consistency. The true power of the 20 formula lies in daily disciplined practice. Even small, Incremental improvements compound into remarkable results, reinforcing the book's overarching message that early mornings and structured routines are key to extraordinary achievement. Sharma emphasizes that success and personal mastery are built on consistent routines and disciplined habits. The act of waking up at 5 a.m. is not just about the hour itself, but about cultivating a structured morning ritual that prioritizes growth, focus, and intentionality. Morning rituals create a sense of control and purpose, allowing individuals to start the day with clarity rather than reacting to external pressures. Sharma explains that the early hours are free from distractions, making them ideal for deliberate action. By committing to a consistent routine, individuals strengthen self-discipline, enhance productivity, and develop mental resilience. Discipline is portrayed as a muscle that grows with consistent practice, waking up early and following. The 20 formula trains willpower, reinforces identity as a high-performing individual, and builds confidence. Sharma stresses that discipline applied in the first hour spills over into every area of life, improving decision-making, focus, and emotional regulation. Sharma also discusses the concept of habit stacking, where small intentional actions performed consistently become automatic over time. Morning rituals, when repeated daily, anchor the day and establish momentum. These rituals create a positive feedback loop. The more consistent the practice, the more energy, clarity, and creativity one gains, which reinforces commitment to the routine. The narrative illustrates the transformation of the main characters as they adopt these rituals. Initially resistant, they gradually notice improvements in energy, focus, and emotional balance. This progression underscores Sharma's point that discipline combined with structure and intentional practice is the gateway to extraordinary results. Ultimately, morning rituals are not a rigid prescription, but a framework for personal mastery. They empower individuals to take ownership of their day, align actions with values, and cultivate the habits that produce lasting success and fulfillment. Sharma explores the mental and emotional dimensions of personal mastery, emphasizing that extraordinary performance stems from self-leadership and disciplined mindset management. Waking at 5 a.m. is a tool to gain a head start on life, but sustained success requires mastering thought patterns, attention, and emotional responses. Sharma emphasizes the power of the mind in shaping outcomes. By cultivating positive thinking, focus, and clarity, individuals can overcome limiting beliefs and achieve their goals. The early morning hours are ideal for mental conditioning, reflection, and planning, allowing the mind to operate with minimal distractions and maximum creativity. A central concept is self-leadership, the ability to take full responsibility for one's actions, habits, and emotional state, rather than reacting to circumstances. High performers proactively design their day, set priorities, and act in alignment with their long-term goals. Self-leadership also involves developing emotional intelligence, managing stress, and maintaining a resilient mindset even under pressure. Sharma discusses techniques such as visualization, journaling, and affirmations, which help individuals focus on outcomes, reinforce positive beliefs, and maintain motivation. By intentionally shaping thoughts and emotions, one strengthens self-discipline and maintains consistent progress toward personal and professional aspirations. Another important principle is deep work and focus. Sharma stresses that the early hours are prime time for tackling high-value tasks requiring concentration and creativity. Protecting this period from distractions enhances productivity and accelerates growth, while habitual interruptions during the day can undermine performance. Through the narrative, the characters gradually internalize these practices, experiencing increased confidence, mental clarity, and purposeful action. Sharma highlights that mastery of mindset, focus, and self-leadership is a cumulative process strengthened by daily routines and consistent application of the 5 a.m. principles. The key takeaway is that rising early is only the starting point. True transformation comes from combining discipline, structured routines, and proactive mental conditioning to achieve sustained personal and professional excellence. In this section, Sharma addresses the common obstacles people face on adopting the 5 a.m. routine and provides strategies to maintain consistency. He acknowledges that early mornings can feel uncomfortable initially, and that discipline requires effort, particularly in the face of fatigue, distractions, or competing priorities. A major challenge is resistance from the body and mind. Our natural tendency is to stay in comfort, sleep longer, and avoid discomfort. Sharma explains that consistent practice strengthens willpower and gradually rewires habits, making early rising easier over time. The discomfort of initial adaptation is temporary, while the benefits compound over months and years. Sharma also emphasizes the importance of environmental design. This includes preparing the night before by setting clear intentions, creating a peaceful bedroom environment, and limiting distractions, removing friction and cues that encourage oversleeping increases the likelihood of consistent adherence to the 5 a.m. schedule. Another principle is accountability and support. Partnering with a friend, coach, or accountability group can help maintain consistency. Celebrating small wins and tracking progress reinforces commitment and motivation. Sharma highlights that external reinforcement combined with internal discipline strengthens habit formation. Sharma introduces the concept of habit stacking and sequential growth, where small incremental improvements in one area of life reinforce progress in others. Consistently applying the 20-20 formula and associated morning rituals not only enhances productivity, but also strengthens resilience, emotional balance, and focus. The narrative illustrates the characters facing setbacks, fatigue, and self-doubt through persistence, encouragement from the mentor, and deliberate practice. They learn that overcoming initial challenges is part of the growth process. Sharma stresses that life transformation is not instantaneous. It is achieved through disciplined, repeated actions over time. The takeaway is that consistency and perseverance are crucial. Success in adopting the 5 a.m. lifestyle depends on commitment, structured routines, environmental support, and an understanding that the discomfort of change is temporary, but the rewards are enduring. Sharma emphasizes that optimal performance is rooted in physical, mental, and emotional well-being. The early morning hours are not only for productivity and growth, but also for cultivating health, energy, and longevity, which support sustained achievement and high-quality life. Sharma highlights the importance of movement and exercise as part of the 20 formula. Physical activity in the morning increases energy, sharpens focus, and releases endorphins, which improve mood and resilience. Consistent exercise also strengthens the body, improves health, and supports long-term vitality. Nutrition and rest are also addressed. Sharma underscores that fueling the body properly and ensuring adequate sleep are essential for maintaining high performance. Waking early does not mean sacrificing restorative sleep. Rather, it requires discipline in bedtime routines and prioritizing recovery to ensure peak energy levels. Another key aspect is stress management and emotional regulation. The morning reflection period helps individuals process emotions, plan their day mindfully, and cultivate inner peace. Techniques such as journaling, meditation, and intentional breathing enhance mental clarity, reduce stress, and support emotional stability. Sharma also discusses cognitive growth and lifelong learning as critical to sustained excellence. The GROW portion of the 20 formula encourages reading, skill development, and exposure to new ideas, which strengthens brain function, creativity, and adaptability. Through the character's journey, Sharma illustrates how combining physical movement, reflection, learning, and disciplined habits produces a holistic approach to health, performance, and life mastery. The early morning routine becomes a launch pad for increased productivity, emotional resilience, and long-term well-being. The overarching message is that high achievement and extraordinary results are inseparable from physical, mental, and emotional health. The 5 a.m. routine is a tool to integrate all these aspects, creating a life of energy, focus, and purpose. Sharma consolidates the lessons of the 5 a.m. club, emphasizing that waking at 5 a.m. is a transformative tool, not just a habit. The early hour becomes a catalyst for personal mastery, high performance, and meaningful life changes when combined with intentional routines, discipline, and self-leadership. Sharma reinforces the 20 formula: move, reflect, grow as the cornerstone of the morning routine, integrating physical activity, mindfulness, and learning. By consistently practicing this formula, individuals strengthen their body, mind, and soul, producing compounding benefits over time. The first hour of the day sets the tone, influencing energy, focus, productivity, and emotional balance for the entire day. The book emphasizes habit formation and consistency. Life transformation occurs gradually through repeated, disciplined actions. Sharma illustrates that overcoming resistance, fatigue, and distractions is part of the growth journey, and persistence turns early morning practices into a lifestyle of excellence. Sharma also highlights the interconnectedness of health, mindset, and performance. Physical fitness, mental clarity, emotional regulation, and continuous learning are mutually reinforcing. Neglecting one area diminishes overall effectiveness. The 5 a.m. routine provides a structured way to nurture all three dimensions consistently. The narrative closes by showing how the characters' lives are transformed. Increased energy, focus, creativity, and purpose enable them to achieve both personal and professional goals. Sharma reinforces that extraordinary results are achieved by ordinary people who commit to small, consistent actions over time, reclaiming their mornings and, ultimately, their lives. The key takeaway is that disciplined intentionality and self-leadership applied consistently during the early hours create a compounding effect that leads to extraordinary achievement, fulfillment, and mastery of life. The 5 a.m. Club is not just about waking early, it's about reclaiming control over your day, your habits, and your destiny. Thank you for joining me as we explored the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, a guide to reclaiming your mornings and transforming your life through discipline, focus, and intentional routines. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a new book summary. Share your favorite morning habit or how you plan to implement the 5 a.m. routine in the comments.